What's up, everyone? Christian Duque, MD Noble, weekly episode 19, brought to you courtesy of IronMagLabs.com, your go-to source for all your bodybuilding and fitness supplements. Today is Wednesday, October 25th. We've got a lot to talk about. First and foremost, Regan Grimes leaves Chris the Technician Aceto and goes to Oxygen Gym to work with Badr Budai. What's Chris thinking? Cedric McMillan, your 2017 Arnold Classic champion, also seems to be doing his own prep going into the Frigno Legacy. Now Grimes leaves also? Who knows? Louis Marco kind of surprised me a little bit. When he went to the 2017 Kuwait Classic, I was under the impression it was a one-time deal. I said Badr Budai was an innovator, which he is, but it seems Louis might have liked the first class treatment, might have liked going to the shows, might have liked taping Ashkenani in a Lamborghini, moving through traffic. Who knows? Well, it turns out that old Louis will be doing the Dubai Muscle. YouTube's biggest bodybuilding superstar might become one of bodybuilding's biggest contest fixtures. I don't know what that's going to do with his credibility with his many, many fans. Arnold Classic announces it will continue under the auspices of the IFBB Pro League, led by Mr. Jim Manion, who is the president of the Pro League and the president of the NPC. The Arnold Classic here in Columbus, which has been the flagship Arnold of all, worked by Jim Lorimer, his son Bob Lorimer, Matt Lors, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, will remain under the Pro League, as well as the Arnold Classic Australia. So that's awesome, awesome news. This weekend is the Kentucky Muscle, where I will be. Big thank you to promoter Brent Jones. Putting me up at the host hotel means logistically I will be there for every waking minute backstage, covering the bodybuilding at the NPC and IFBB level, also covering the arm wrestling that will be going on. It is a phenomenal event. Definitely check it out at KentuckyMuscle.com. Also want to talk about the 2017 Lee Haney Games, which will have a who's who in the bodybuilding industry. 8-time Mr. Olympia Lee Haney, the totally awesome Lee Haney, at the forefront, so definitely check that out. The Predator Kai Green going over to Brazil. Kai is a main draw. Whatever he does, people want to know about. Whatever he eats, wherever he goes, whatever autographs he signs, people want to know, and he will be down in Brazil. Mr. USA Derek Lunsford will be in Louisville Friday, October 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Blueprint Performance, signing autographs, taking photos, maybe give me an interview. Who knows? Derek won the USA, won his pro debut, and got top 5 at the 212 Mr. Olympia, and is being spoken about in contention as being a future 212 Mr. Olympia. Guys, remember, the Welsh Dragon can't hold on forever. The Gift and the Open can't hold on forever. There will be new champions, and Derek Lunsford is definitely someone people are talking about. Something I also wanted to mention, Greg Valentino in his recent Ramblin' Freak really hit the nail on the head when he started talking about pros that go out and basically just buy Pop-Tarts and Snickers bars and candy and chocolate, and the really bad example that they're setting. And that's something that I really want to echo, because there doesn't seem to be any shortage of irresponsible people in the bodybuilding industry that are basically telling folks to eat ramen noodles, that are telling folks to eat, cereals, and just really empty calories. Even people that are doing it if it fits your macros. Now, I happen to know one of the people that started If It Fits Your Macros and actually owns the website. And I'm not here to dispel the fact that it's not a good diet, but I think that people sometimes watch videos where they say a Pop-Tart's the same as, say, whey protein, or the same as egg albumin, and actually believe that, and it does themselves a major, major disservice. So again, guys, just take what you see on the internet with a grain of salt, because sometimes the folks that are telling you, as Greg correctly pointed out, might be taking a lot of different substances and stacks and things that really allow them to eat whatever they want, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can do the same thing. And here at No Bull Weekly, of course, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about that, because it's no bull. I also want to talk about Halloween coming up, and there's all sorts of companies. I know that Team 5% is doing it. I saw some things from other companies as well. Halloween, Ron Harris's favorite holiday, as we all know. Big holiday. It really technically is next Tuesday, but a lot of people are celebrating it Saturday night. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great after parties at the bodybuilding shows, and just great parties. So definitely, when you go out to those things, be careful. Don't drink and drive. Now anybody can get an Uber for next to nothing. I mean, you can get an Uber for like, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks, give them a tip. And that way you don't have to drive. You're always going to be safe. And, and again, to me, honestly, it really is the way to go. And I didn't want to, really spend a lot of time on the whole Regan Grimes thing, but I kind of really want to go back to that just a little bit and just remind, a lot of the contest prep coaches out there that, your clients are your number one priority. You know what I mean? And when you're dealing with top tier, and I shouldn't have to say this, but I feel like, there are a lot of top tier pros that I have spoken to over the years, and they've told me off the record, of course, that they don't even see the purpose in having a prep guru. Because, whether it's Chris the Technician Aceto or Dennis James, Hani Rambod, George Farah, Chad Nichols, a lot of these prep coaches have a lot of clients. And if you're talking about a top tier competitor, they may not want to split up their time with other people. In their mind, they're paying top dollar and they expect their guru to be with them in the hotel room. They expect their guru to monitor their physique hour by hour if need be. They're not looking so much for hand-holding, but they are looking for unquestioned, unfettered attention. And sometimes when these coaches can't give it, the competitors become restless. And that's what I think happened with Regan Grimes. I think loyalty is very important. And I certainly don't want to downplay loyalty. But when you're talking about a top tier IFBB professional that wants to do well, that wants to get invited to the Arnold Classic, that wants to qualify for the Mr. Olympia. And by the way, speaking of Mr. Olympia qualifications, there is a whole new qualification system in place by the IFBB Professional League that's going to ensure that we continue to have the absolute best athletes on the Olympia stage, but it's going to be even better. So kudos to the IFBB Pro League and to Weider AMI, the owners of the Mr. Olympia, for doing that, because it's very proactive on their behalf to do it. Knowing that they have the Mr. Olympia, knowing that they have a flagship Arnold Classic, but still continuously increasing the bar so that it will give the best productions and the best shows. But again, going back to my original point, which is actually the second story that I just could not let go of, you look at Cedric, and you look at what Cedric is doing in preparation for the Ferrigno Legacy. He didn't leave Aceto that I know of to go to another prep coach. He may not have left Aceto to begin with, but he's doing his own prep. He won the Arnold Classic where he looked better than the Mr. Olympia, which again, it cannot be a good thing for, Aceto. I mean, again, he looked better in Columbus than he did in Las Vegas. Guys, the Olympia is the more important show. No disrespect to the Arnold Classic. So, Cedric knows what works for Cedric, and Cedric is not going to compromise his time or his, again, I'm trying to make this about all of the other prep coaches, but I really can't, because the other prep coaches aren't handicapping shows. They're not doing interviews with other people. They're not basically moonlighting as a journalist or moonlighting as a reporter while their top tier athletes are doing shows. Again, I'm sorry, but again, this is no bull. And if we're going to keep it real and keep it no bull, Chris, you have to pick. Are you going to be a journalist? Are you going to be a handicapper? Or are you going to be a contest prep guru? You've lost Regan Grimes, it appears. It appears you've lost Cedric McMillan. And for your 2016 Olympia runner-up, Sean Flexitron Roden, who Pro Sub spent all sorts of money, time, and resources for that awesome campaign, claiming he would win the Mr. Olympia, for the last year's runner-up to barely get top 5, because we all know that Rulli or Brandon Curry were much more deserving of that top 5 than was Flexitron, with all due respect. And that's coming from a Flexitron fan. People are going to wonder, if they should work with you or not. And I say that as someone that actually thinks highly of you and knows that you're as capable as a Chad Nichols or a Hani Rambod or a George Farah. You are an elite level prep guru. But I think the fact is, the fact is that your clients are leaving. I mean, that's the fact. And if Flexitron leaves you as well, and Flexitron, I think, would be well within his right to go to you and say, listen, you got one more chance. I want to win the Mr. Olympia. If we have another 2017, I'm gone. But the problem there is loyalty, this concept of loyalty. It's one of those things. Loyalty is great, but loyalty is not going to get you a Sandow. Not if it means, not working with people that are on the same page as you. I'm sorry, but you know what? Last year's runner-up, barely getting top 5. This year's Arnold Classic champion, barely getting top 10. To me, it's just too many coincidences. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Christian Duque, No Bull Weekly, brought to you courtesy of IronMagLabs.com. Check out next week for episode 20.